Hello, hello, hello. Man, you mean I gotta talk to do this YouTube thing? That's terrible. I'm sorry, everybody. So anyways, this is a Chinese Malmsteen Strat. Now here's the thing. I've owned, over the years, probably about 12 of the real Malmsteens. So I'm real familiar with them. So I'm going to do an in-depth review of this one for everybody that's thinking about getting one, because that's what you're watching this video for, I'm sure. And I'm going to, in detail, tell you the differences between this one and a real one. You might ask, why don't I just play a real one? Well, in my current situation, I don't want to just have a $1,600 guitar laying around. I would rather just have a cheap guitar laying around, and most of my stuff is in storage. So that's the thing. I don't want a guitar I'm having to worry about all the time. So let's take a look at this guitar. All right, so here's the guitar. I'm putting the bar on it. And let's start. The first thing you'll notice about this thing that's different from a real Yngwie Malmsteen model is the weight. This guitar is light. If you buy the real one, the real ones are going to be about 8 pounds, which is quite a bit heavier. Some people may look at that as a higher quality guitar because you're actually holding some weight. Some people look at it as more comfortable to play because you don't have a boat anchor. So whatever your preference is, just know with the real ones, they're heavy. One thing that's different is the headstock shape is not correct. Even though it does look like a large CBS headstock, it is a little smaller. The decal and everything looks pretty close. They put the serial number in the right place. You know, there's going to be low quality things with these. Something I think is common is the tuners may not be perfectly spaced. Like if you look on this one, the 5th string tuner is a little bit out of line with all 6. So, you know, the string looks straight, but that's just one of the flaws in the guitar, the tuner alignment. Almost every video I see is some nerd putting one of these on a bench and trying to turn the truss rod. Oh my God, it's creaking. Just look at this Chinese junk. Well, there's nothing wrong with the truss rods on these. They'll turn. The adjustment of the truss rod's fine anyways. This one, when I got it anyway, so. The new model has a bullet truss rod, just like the 70s guitars. They went to that in... Fender went to the bullet in 2007, I think. Now, the real Malmsteens changed throughout the years also. I've had all of them. This has 2 string trees, which is not right. The real one has 1 string tree. The real Malmsteen from 98 until 2007 had this whole tight truss rod adjustment. But it was... it's different. It has some sort of rosewood insert in the hole or something. It looks different. So that's a dead giveaway. The real one has a brass nut. The nut on this one, this is one of the things I really don't like. It's fine. The cut and everything's fine. It's just it's real narrow. And it's got a look of, if you was to use a tremolo a lot on this, you might break the nut. So what I would recommend, you know, change it. If you change the strings, lubricate the nut. I'll use chapstick. Next thing, the scallops aren't as deep on this. The real Malmsteen has real deep scallops. Some low quality stuff with the scallop job is... in places you can see where they've almost burnt through to the side marker. Just in this one right here, they sort of hit the side marker. The strings that come on these are pretty crappy. Um, this guitar is exactly how I unboxed it. That's another reason why I'm making this video. This is just exactly how I unboxed it. I'm going to be changing things on this guitar, so I figured I'd go ahead and do this video so you'll see it as it's unboxed in its unboxed state. The fret wire, I would say this is probably medium fret wire. It could be medium jumbo at the most, but I would consider this medium jumbo fret wire. The real one has Dunlop 6000 frets, which I think is the biggest you can get. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, the real one's going to have real deep scallops. It's going to have super jumbo Dunlop 6000 fret wire. Oh, when they dressed the frets on this, they did just not a sloppy, but just a makeshift dressing. Like you can see where they've just went at an angle to dress the frets, and it's cut into the clear a little bit. So yeah, pretty sloppy fret dressing. A lot of these have 22 frets, and the real one doesn't. The real one's 21. There are some of these. There seems to be two different types of these that are being imported from China. There's like this 22 fret version, and then there's a 21 fret version, which has a different tremolo, different saddles. That seems to be the main differences. This is the one I see the most of. And by the way, I never mentioned, I got this guitar. This guitar was shipped to my door for $165. But for $165, this is a perfect beater. And in my current situation, I don't want to be carrying around one of my $2,000 guitars with me. The action is about 330 seconds. So that is a little higher than stock. I haven't lowered it. I think most people set their guitar to about 230 seconds. So the action is going to be a little bit high. Another thing too about the setup is the intonation's off. As you can hear in the little demo, it's in tune, but it sounds out of tune. It has nothing to do with the scallops or anything, because I've played these necks for a long time. So it's the intonation. So the guitar is going to need a setup. I'm going to change these strings because these cheap strings, they sort of make your fingers smell like steel after you've been playing it a little while. So the strings are kind of sketchy. The pickups. These are not noiseless pickups. The real Malmsteen comes with Seymour Duncan, YJM Furies now. So these are hot single coils, but they are single coils, and they just put these noiseless pickup covers on there for some reason. I will be taking these off. I'm going to be putting cream knobs and covers on it because I like that look. The tremolo block is flush against the body as it came. Now I'm hearing people complain about stripping these saddles out when they try to intonate it. So something else I recommend to do is take all of the tension off of the string when you're moving the saddles, because these saddles are probably nickel plated, chrome plated pot metal. It seems like they adjusted the outer tremolo screws and the other ones are just sort of brought down. Not really. So the tremolo, the 6 vintage tremolo screws are not quite, they're not, there wasn't a lot of time put into this here. So that would be part of the setup. You're going to have to go through and fine tune everything where you want it. There isn't a lot of quality control time put into this thing. Here's something else that I just got to mention, and here's a short story I want to go off on. Of course, this has got the regular strap buttons. The real one has these Dunlop inserts for the Dunlop locking straps. Now, this is just all assumption on my part, but I actually, one of mine has the Dunlop strap inserts, And Yngwie actually blocked me on Instagram because I actually messaged him complaining why he did that, because I can't use my DiMarzio straps anymore. So he blocked me on Instagram over it. Now, here's the only thing I can figure. At some point, he really wanted to part ways with DiMarzio and just wash his hands with DiMarzio, because all of a sudden he jumps to Seymour Duncan, and at the same time he goes to the Dunlop permanent inserts, recessed Dunlop strap lock inserts on his guitars. So he's not wanting you to put DiMarzio stuff on his model now. So I don't know what DiMarzio did. DiMarzio, you really hurt Yngwie's feelings, because he has S-listed you, is my observation, and blocked me for mentioning it, because all I did was like, I want to use my DiMarzio straps, and you put these Dunlop inserts on the guitar. Now all of my older ones, pre-YJM Fury, you can take these strap buttons off. Just wanted to tell that little story. The finish is in pretty good shape. I hardly see any flaws at all. You can see in small places where they didn't quite buff the clear all the way smooth, just in very few spots. There's a little spot here where you can see a ripple, just barely. There's a spot like right here where it's ripply in the clear. Other than that, the finish is fine. The real one's not going to have this style neck plate on it. This is a neck plate that has some kind of plastic washer on the other side of it, or plastic spacer plate. It says Fender. This is a skunk stripe, but for some reason it looks like this is almost painted to a rosewood color. It may not be. This skunk stripe is probably fake and just painted on underneath the clear. And the reason why I say that is this is a maple cap neck. So it wouldn't have been necessary to have a skunk stripe in it. And this kind of looks sketchy, like it could just be painted on there. So yeah, these are the tuners. Really nice weight guitar, man. If you put a little work into one of these, they're a pretty good beater to have around the house. So there you have it. This is the AliExpress Yngwie Strat. Thank you for checking my video out, and I think I have 23 subscribers now, so I really appreciate it. It's not many, but I actually had 7 subscribers a month or so ago, and now I have 23. And I've been on here since 2012, but I never really put much time into videos, and I'm just now starting to get on here regular. And I got 23 subscribers now. Woohoo. All right, guys. So this is the last I'm going to be promoting this thing. I don't work for Wang Honglo Guitars in China, and I don't work for AliExpress or DH Gate. So I'm not trying to sales pitch these things. I'm just floored at how much more views these videos. This video is going to get way more views than any of my music videos I'm trying to do. So I figured I'd do one more. If there's anything you want to know about these that I haven't mentioned, I'll answer anybody's questions. So feel free to ask questions and I'll reply and tell you. Oh, something else I think I need to mention is I think US Customs grabs these from time to time and you won't get your guitar. A buddy of mine ordered one right after I ordered this one, and Customs still has his. Mine scooted right through. So mine just blazed right through Customs. Customs grabbed his. They've had it for a couple of weeks now. So you got that to worry about too. So in closing, if you're going to order one of these, I would say put the search engine where it shows sellers with the most orders first. As long as they've sold, the seller that sold the most and doesn't have any negative strikes, they're probably safe to buy from. And the only other thing you'll have to contend with is U.S. Customs. They might grab it and then you not get it. I've never had that happen yet, but probably if that happens, you're going to have to go through the refund process. But I just wanted to give you a heads up on that also, because counterfeiting these guitars is illegal in the United States, I believe. It's not illegal to have it. Now, I'm not an attorney, so I don't want to tell you anything that isn't true. It's not illegal to have these, but it's illegal to sell it. So don't plan on buying these, and I think if you buy these and resell them, you can get in trouble. I've seen a lot of shops come and go. They'll be selling these and the Stevie Ray Vaughan knockoffs and stuff, acting like it's their specialty guitar, and then all of a sudden you'll notice they disappeared. They're not advertising it anymore. It's almost like when things get hot, they pull their video and ad down. But anyways, thank you everybody. Thanks for checking the video out. So most of my videos are music because, as you can see, I'm not very good on the mic right now. It's going to take practice. But this is the AliExpress DH Gate 22 fret Malmsteen Strat. There you have it. Check future videos. I'll probably be playing it, and some of them. I'll be playing this thing for a little while because I'm going to be doing some adjustments and stuff. So while I'm doing that, while I'm changing some stuff on it, I'll be using it in some videos. So you'll notice I'll pull off videos sometimes because they just didn't turn out well. I'm trying to keep the content good, and I appreciate everybody that's subscribed to me. That's pretty cool. Well, thank you, and talk to you guys later.